Are you feeling stressed, mad at the world, frustrated, just nothing's going right? This is the way I think I would express that if I had to on a bit of paper and I was given a pen. I wouldn't be using nice flowing lines. It'd be these very jagged and pointed lines. My name is Oliver and you're more than welcome to the Doodling channel. Today I'm going to look at neurographic art. I only came across it recently and I was very taken by it, but I noticed that most people who have videos on this, they seem to start off with nice flowing lines and the line must start and end at an edge and things like that. But I felt that, well, as I said, if I was really stressed, I wouldn't be taking time to make sure that my lines fitted a certain scheme of things. So I decided to start off with this bunch of confusion and let's see how neurographic art works for me. The next phase is the transformation phase, where we start making sure that we don't have any sharp edges, that I suppose everything now we can start thinking about making sure that everything starts and ends on an edge and there are no discontinuities inside. And as you can see here, there's quite a lot of sharp edges, and as I was going through this I was wondering, how am I going to round the circle? I suppose that would be a good way of doing it and make sure that everything is going to be smooth. It's the phase that I actually was concerned about, because I started off with this jumble of rubbish and I was thinking a lot, saying, will I be able to do anything? What will it look like in the end? Like, would it be as good as these ones that start off with flowing lines? So I decided to start with the easy ones, the nice simple ones where I know, okay, that's going to finish off at an edge and this is going to come over close to it as well. They'd be straightforward. I was using a 0.3 fine liner at this stage. I find that the fine liner slows me down, and I had originally used a brush pen. So not all the lines were the same width and some of them were a little bit greyish rather than black, and I actually found that useful because having a thickness to the line, I don't know, it helped me a bit when I was doing this curvature here. So that's something I'm bearing in mind. Now what am I going to do here with this little thing that's sticking up this little loop? And it slowed me down there trying to work out what I would do, and would I have enough courage to bring a line way over there. I did, and well, it worked out in the end. It worked out fairly okay. Yep, there was a bit of thinking going on there. Would I keep the loop as a piece of white at a later stage? So I just put in other loops around it, and I think that worked out quite nicely. Time now to start filling in the black spaces. I do that when I have kind of run its course and I'm not sure what else to do. So the bit before that where I was putting in the curves, that's the sort of construction part. And I'm just doing a filling in now at this stage. It's much easier. You don't have to think about the architecture of it, we'll call it. You're just in the mood now. It appears as if I'm rushing along here, but I'm not. I'm really going slow with the fine liner. The fine liner does slow you down an awful lot. But after a while I was beginning to think, do I need the fine liner anymore? And that is a sort of a signal to me, yep, you're in the mood, you're in the zone, things are going well for you now at this stage, you can start relaxing. And there was a certain amount of anxiety at the start. I often find that at the beginning of any piece there's a certain amount of anxiety, not knowing where it's going to end up, and I don't know, wondering are you doing it right? But I was really flowing now. I could see all these different ones coming together. They all had a nice, like the triangles there, they had nice shapes. They fitted nicely together. I was flying. There's no two ways about that. That whole area there, it sort of came to me that there is structure here. Even with all these angles, there's a nice structure there that I can work with. And I then started finishing them off because there was a structure in my mind, and I kind of knew intuitively where the lines should be going. And feeling good at this stage. Now I decided to switch now to the pen brush. It goes a lot faster, and I felt I had more confidence now in everything. I knew basically where I wanted it to go. I wasn't sure about colour now. Would I do colour or would I leave it the way it is? Those of you who've been on this channel with me know that my last attempt at this, I made a total mess of it. I started off with colour, I wasn't happy with it, and I was thinking now today, would I try acrylics? I don't have any acrylics, which is a problem, but I was going to stop and maybe go off and purchase some acrylics and see how they would go. I've never used acrylics before. Or would I use the brush markers that I got recently, which I wasn't happy with in the previous video, but I was wondering, will I give them another go? Like this pen brush, it's lovely the way you can, I don't know, it's almost like painting. That's the best way to do it. You get a lovely fluidity from it that you don't get from the fine liner. But the thing about this is you don't get good clear outlines, and I do like a clear outline. So in this particular exercise, I started off with the 0.3 and giving outlines and structure, and now I'm finding that it is possible to use that and just fill in quite nicely with this pen. I think in terms of a therapy, there's a lot to be said for using the pen. It relaxes. I felt very relaxed going along here now at this stage. At this stage, it's only showing about 6 minutes on this video, but I think it was closer to, I'd say, 45 minutes. It was slow. I really took my time with this exercise and thoroughly enjoyed it. If you haven't already pulled out your pen and paper, pull it out now. This type of exercise, this neurographic art, I'm going to do a lot more of it. I'm going to have to learn a lot more about it. It is nice. It gives you a great feeling of, actually a feeling of purpose, so that you can forget about whatever it was that was causing the conflict. There's now, you've something to do, and I just feel it's something that is well within my capabilities of doing. So as you see, I just went back over some edges to make sure they were the way I liked them. Now, I hope you can see this properly. There's quite a lot of light at this stage, and I forgot to check on it. So I use my brush markers just to put in a bit of colour. As you can see, I'm very tentative here at this stage. I'm not sure what I'm doing, not sure how to do it. I'm still not at ease with these brush markers. This is only my second time to use them, and the last time, if you remember, it was a total waste. I had this feeling in the back of my head that I didn't want to lose the white space. If you remember the last video I did, I'll put a link up there to the other video. The last video I did, I filled up everything. I just kept on filling, and I think I made a total mess of it. In fact, I know I did. So I was thinking this time, will I leave a couple of white spaces? Just not sure. Also not used to using colour. I wasn't sure how I should lay it down. Is there some rule about what colours go with what colours? I was beginning to feel very stressed, I can tell you, at this stage. I heard somebody saying you just put down 3 and they form a triangle, and I realised they were not in a triangle now. So what do you do next? So I'd also heard something that you should also put down colours in uneven numbers. So I said, okay, well, there's 4. Stick another one in here. And you know what? You'll probably see it yourself now in the video. I'm just beginning to understand that does it really matter? Look, just grab another colour at random and do something. And you can also see that I also tried putting the white space around the colour, between the colour and the black. And I felt a little bit better with that. And I have to say at this stage, I literally took colours at random out of the bag. I didn't really bother about what colour it was. And you can see here I started experimenting with making the edges a little bit darker by going over it a second time. I wasn't sure, in fact I'm not sure whether that really worked, but I got frustrated doing it after a while. It takes a while to put in that little, although it looks as if it goes in here immediately, I think I'm showing it here at 10 times the speed. So it was something that I was conscious of was taking a lot of time. Yeah, it does take a lot of time, especially when you have to go over work that you had done before. Went into a few, having done the green, I thought I'd keep on with some bold colours and just see how they would do. Where I put colours, fairly random. I just didn't want them to be together, that there was at least another colour between each one, and spread them across the work as much as possible. Because I didn't want this to be stressful. I wanted to do something that where if you're doing this as a therapy, that you don't have to worry about an artistic interpretation, that there's some sort of a, I'm not sure how to put it, I suppose a menu, some sort of a recipe, that, you know, just grab a colour, see there's space there, you're not beside some other one, just stick it in. Don't worry about what it looks like. Is it balanced or all the rest of it? I've seen that in a couple of other videos. They talk about balance. I didn't even worry about that. What I started doing here was trying to use the strokes to give the impression of height. I curved the strokes rather than having them flat where they had been before. Again, not sure if that worked. Just a little bit of an experiment on my part. But I was flying at this stage. I was enjoying it. And you know what? It was beginning to look like something nice. The colouring, just the fact that it was being coloured, that in itself had a certain calming effect on me. Now in this exercise I was using a fairly small card. It's only I think 15 by 10, something like that. I might try doing it on a full sheet the next time. It's just that it takes so much longer to fill it out, and I thought the card would be just about right for me. What can I say? I did find this very relaxing. Even though it started off as something that was very confused and jagged and angry, this seems to have calmed it down an awful lot, and I can certainly see where this would be of use as a therapeutic method. And that's why I suppose they call it neurographic art. It is it's well worth experimenting further with it. I did like it, and I am going to try and maybe do some courses on it. Yeah, really good. The main thing is not to get overly worried about the final look. Just have some sort of faith in what you're doing, that it will work out okay in the end. And that's what I started doing, saying, look, it doesn't matter what colour, because, well, I'm kind of half colourblind anyway. And so it does become a worry to me at times, like, am I making a total mess with colours and stuff like that? And I'm sure there's some people out there who would be saying that, you know, balance is totally wrong and all the rest of it. But I actually like it. I don't know what it looks like. I'm very proud of it, actually. I'm going to frame this one. It's like the other one, I'm sorry to say, I didn't like it and I threw it away, which I should never do. I was wrong doing that. This one I'm going to keep, and it's going to go up in a private place in the kitchen, framed up on the wall. I'm not going to hide away in my bedroom or anything at all like that. And I think if you have any type of stress in your life, try this out. I know it will make a difference. There's no two ways about it. It is a great system. Anyway, if you like what I'm doing, if you like this channel, if you'd like to see more of this, be sure and give us a comment down below. Have you tried it? And are you going to try it? What do you think about it? Thumbs up. I really appreciate thumbs up. They really are good. And by the way, I should be saying thank you very much for everybody who has subscribed to the channel. I know my numbers are low, but I really appreciate it. It gives me a great boost, I can tell you, when I see that. I've started bringing out shorts as well, and I'm glad to say that they are going down very, very well. Lots of people like the shorts, so I will keep on doing 1 minute shorts out of the big ones. And also, I'd like to know, do you think it'd be better to show the entire video at normal speed rather than speed it up? I know when I'm looking at some of the very long ones that are an hour and a half, I actually like those because I find it very relaxing, and I can be not so much following along, I can be doing my own thing while the presenter is doing their thing, and we might be only sort of hitting the same point every now and then. You see there, I got rid of the little bits of white that I'd started off with. They didn't really work for me. I thought, nah, let's just finish this one off. I think I'm doing what? Yes, at this stage, I am finding it hard to put in colours that are not going to be clashing with each other. Like, for example, I wouldn't have two reds together or something like that. And that's it. We've come to the end, and thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, I'm really proud of what I ended up with there. So I signed it. I make sure that you sign yours. Now, if you would subscribe, that'd be brilliant. Thumbs up, better again. Comments, brilliant. But what I really love, if you just come back and look at some of my other videos and let me know what you think. I really enjoy doing these, and I hope you enjoy looking at them. So till the next time, Slán Tamil.